Good morning, good morning. I've been making envelopes, so I'm putting away my mess. And I'm just now getting my computer on, so hang on just a minute, but we're on the phone today. I've give up on the computer. But I'm going to get in our stream so I can see the chat a little better. Can y'all see me, hear me? Am I buffering bad, anything? Because I'm on my phone. Good morning, Sharon. How are you, honey? Get my YouTube up here so I can see the chat a little easier. It comes across this phone that if I'm crafting, then I can't see it because I have to put the phone down. So, honey, I'm doing pretty good. Had a little tough time last night, but felt better today and got up and come upstairs and I've glued the table back together and I've hunted for this stand for this phone and made an envelope. I've got some Happy Mail to send out, so I made a kind of a little Christmas envelope to send it in, and just thought, I really want to go online and see what everybody's doing and say hi this morning. We may not have too many in. It is Saturday, but I'm going to get busy here in a little while. I'm putting up Christmas, so I thought I'd better take advantage of the time I had without the baby. Yes. Hi, Lori. How are you, honey? It's good to see you. Lori, how are you, honey? I got to mute my sound up here, or I'll be behind. Good morning, Tasha. How are you, honey? I'm going to work with Elizabeth this afternoon, and she just made me a moderator of her group, and I am so proud. I just was really touched by it. See, I'm cold too. We turned the heater off up here last night, and I turned it on this morning when I come up, and I was sitting here shaking, and I thought, what in the world? That heater's not working. And I hadn't turned the fan on. So I got up and done that pretty quickly because it's cold up here this weekend. Yeah. Lori, you got lots of snow? We're buffering a little bit. I see that up there on the screen. I'm on my phone, so. Hey, well, good. That's cool. I didn't put a whole lot on. Put a little lipsticks on this morning. I'm still in my pajamas. I forgot to block my notifications. I've got a message coming in from Elizabeth. Y'all planning on going to her auction this afternoon? Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me answer Elizabeth so she doesn't keep. Oh, darn it. Quit buffering. I'll tell you, that makes me so mad. See, I don't see that on my phone. My phone's just crystal clear. I don't see it at all. In fact, it's clearer than my computer ever thought about being. So, I've got on one dirty pair of glasses. Maybe Elizabeth will come in. She said, I just saw that you were live. So maybe she'll come in with us. Lizzie. Scrapping Lizzie. Elizabeth Brewer. She's such a doll. And I love to watch her. She can do just about anything. There she is. Hi. Hi, Lizzie. I saw you were messaging me, but I was online, so, and I'm on my phone this morning. So there's going to be some starting and stopping and a little buffering. It's normal for me. I live about. Oh, yes. Well, you don't. You don't explain it to them. You know, if they're real young, you don't explain it to them, honey. Life and death is just natural. And that's what you tell them. It's just natural. That's what I think, anyway. Yeah. I posted it on with my phone and it does better than with my computer. I don't know what's going on with that. But I still buffer. But I'm 5 miles out. And right now I'm streaming on data. I don't know how long we'll be on here because I don't know that I've got a lot of time on my phone and it's going to suck it down to be using it. So, uh, yeah. So, I need to make somebody a mod if I can. I don't think I can. I don't know who this is. So, hi, Mark. I seen he just come in. Yay, hey. How are you this morning? Elizabeth, tell everybody about your auction, what time you're going to have it, and all that. Yes, he's a good crafter. He is a good artist. Did y'all get a look at my book yesterday? I am so proud of it. I'm just so proud of it. I've never done anything like that before, and I just thought, well, you know what? If somebody else can do it, I can too. That's just what I thought. It might not be as good, but I can do it. So I made my altered book. And this is it. That's what I done yesterday. And I thought it turned out really pretty. And it's the whole book has been glued and gessoed. And you can see where I twisted some of the papers up here to build up. But then I realized, because I was ripping pages out, I realized I could put those half sheets in it, and then it didn't have this. But, you know, you learn as you go. So, but I loved it. I just thought it turned out so pretty. It smells like baby powder. because I use baby powder in my texture paste, and I make my own texture paste and gesso. Yeah, and this is just considered an altered book because we used the whole book. In fact, the spine has been taped together. As you can see, I haven't done anything yet. I may put some paper on the back of it or some cardstock. Not cardstock, but, well, yeah, that stuff we make books out of all the time. Help me. I'm at a blank. Yeah, Elizabeth, you could do this. It's so fast. That's what I was saying. You guys can, you can, you know. Yeah, I was thinking just a piece of hard because the book is so old and so brittle that I was thinking about a piece of chipboard is what I was trying to say, and couldn't get it out. And I've got some that's not real thick that I probably wouldn't make a book out of, but it would be fine to help hold this spine. And then I wouldn't have to worry about it coming apart there because it's really brittle. I mean, I've taped it all over. I taped it and then tore it. I was just ripping pages out right and left after I taped it. But, I kept it together. So it didn't take long. And I used flowers that I had on hand. I didn't have a lot of little flowers, and I didn't have the art flowers. Yeah. I did have a few that was on a journal that I made that I didn't like. And I just cut the corners off the front of that journal and stuck them down on the edges of the page. That's these little ones. I just cut them off. I just thought, I can use them. And then some trim, and these are pearls that were broken, and they were pearls. But I don't wear pearls. And so to me, they were worth having fixed. But by the time I gessoed and spray painted and glittered and done everything, they kind of disappeared anyway. I tried to wipe some of them off. And in the corners, if you look real close, there's a bird. There's a bird there, and there's a bird here on top. So I did add some interest to the page with a bird, but I thought it turned out really good. Had to put gold netting over the flowers I had. They were just cheap little sunflowers. And, ooh, I got close to you, didn't I? I've got my phone setting pretty close. I'll back it up a little bit. So I really don't have a thing to do this morning. I was sitting here and I worked on a table I had that was broke. And I know that's what I think, and I really like that. So I'm going to put, the next time I'm going to put a few more images. I have a book page that come out of this book, and the book was called The Traitor, and it was a good book. I read it, but it's since fell apart because that was years and years and years ago when I bought it. And but anyway, and it was about a woman being a traitor, and so anyway, her image was in the book. Now it's fiction, but there was an image of a woman in the book, and she was really pretty, and I kept that, and I thought, how fun would that be to use on something? And so there's so many things you can put in those. I used a little cameo type picture so that they would show up. Of course, once you gesso them and do that kind of thing, you have to keep wiping them to keep the image alive. But first time I'd ever tried anything like this. I've never used gesso and done all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was pretty before I colored it. But my experience of doing something like this would have been put the flowers down and walk away from it. I had never tried to do a mixed media type thing. So I was really excited about it. And I'm going to be in Elizabeth's stream this afternoon. I'm going to help her out a little bit. I hope everybody comes over and helps her out with her destash and her auction. And we'll have a good time. We're going to have a good time. I see I dropped one off. I don't know. I don't have any of my moderators in here yet. I'm going to have to add some. Yeah, I think you would love to do that, Elizabeth. It's easy to do. Just get you an old book, and I really actually glued almost every page in that book. But you rip the pages in half, and then you just start arching it up. And I was just I wasn't worried about the edges being loose or anything. I was just slapping down some Mod Podge and closing the pages over it so that it was stuck somewhere. And oh, really? Oh, how cool. That's sweet. Well, I'll tell you what, I've pretty well done my due at helping Cindy out on Kathy's auction. So I'm more than willing to take down all the bids and the names and do all that kind of stuff. But money's tight. So as much as I would love to say that I'm going to buy a lot from you, honey, it ain't going to happen. I'd like to, unless it's Christmas, I might buy something for Christmas. I did give myself a Christmas gift. Hi, honey. How are you? Thanks for stopping in, beauty. And I need to get your name so I know what to call you when you come in. Oh, yeah. Hi, Patricia. How are you, hon? Gosh, it's good to see you this morning. There's one of my mods that I dearly love. They're not going to see me, honey. They're going to be looking at you. You get all decked out, look party. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? Thank you. I'm glad to see you this morning. Hi, Jackie. How are you, honey? But hey, it's good to see you. I love to laugh. You all start coming in, my joy just overflows. I can't help it. I just enjoy doing this so much. And like I said, I don't have a lot to do today. I really didn't have anything planned. But, it's just, I just needed to go on. I just needed to come live and say hi to everybody this morning. And besides that, my room was so pretty and clean, I just had to show it off a little bit. I'm telling you that my granddaughter tore into this craft room. It is for me too, Lizzie. It is for me too. I wish she was here. We'd sing. We would sing. I've even got Christmas in here. I've got sunflowers on the wall, but I've got a Christmas tree over here in the corner. And a little snowman for all my craft supplies. Ain't it pretty? And then I got my little bitty Christmas tree up on a snowman can. But that's about all. I don't want to take it all down. I've got that to do downstairs. Oh, Mark, I'm telling you what. Now, she takes notion to organize. She can put it right. It is a cute snowman, isn't it? At a flea market. I love flea market better than anything. I worked in my brother's for 3 or 4 years, and I just loved everybody. I absolutely loved everybody, and it was so much fun. And everybody was in a good mood when they come in, and it was like working at the orchard. I worked at an orchard too, and that's an outing. Going to the flea market is an outing. Oh, thank you, honey. I've got it. My hair just barely combed. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the way I was. I was sitting farther back, and I had very little room to move my chair. I'm a little farther away from my supplies, but it won't hurt me to get up and move a little bit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I need to do something with it. I cut it myself, so it's beginning to be out of shape a little bit. So, Julie, is that your name, honey? I got a flip right there on that side. Yeah, I try to remember everybody's name. I don't always get it done, but I try. um, Kathy from Kathy's Creative Life. Oh yeah, I know that feeling, honey. And oh, taking care of sick kids, so hard. Um, she had an auction yesterday for Cindy Rain Girl. Uh, is her name here on YouTube, and her whole family lived in Paradise, California, and all of them lost their homes. And Cindy got out with her cat. They lost everything, all of them. There was her father, her sister, her, and I don't know, another family member of some. I think. I think. Uh, but anyway, they were having the auction to help benefit her because she lost everything, including her job. So she found a little efficiency apartment that she did move into, but she said it was just a kitchenette and a 1 bedroom, just a little tiny thing. And of course, she hasn't got any supplies or crafts or anything. But the worst of it is you've got to have money to pay your rent, and when you've lost your job and everything else in today's economy, that could be horrible. So anyway, the auction, there wasn't a lot of activity in the auction. So they're going to have a D stash at some point in time, or they're going to sell from their shops. And all benefits will go to Cindy. Uh, they're going to pay the shipping. There's, well, they're going to ship. You're going to pay the shipping. I'm going to get this right because I don't want to tell you what's wrong. But anyway, you can buy from their shops, and both of them have a shop on Etsy. I will try to get the link and put them in my group, Inspired Art. And if you are not a member of that, please come and join us. Um, anyway, they're going to be doing some selling, and it will all go to benefit her and her family. And it's really a worthy cause. Her sister's in the hospital with a heart attack. So, the stress got to her, as you can well imagine how it might. So, anyway, we need to help out as much as we can. That's, when we can and if we can. Uh, so many of us are in such sad shape, and so many disasters and things happen, and people getting sick, and you know income falls off. It's just sad. So um, and I'm one of these that I can't do much, but I'll try to do whatever I can. In fact, I tried to sell this book. It did sell, but she donated it back to me, and bless her heart. uh, she said it was worth more than what she paid for it, but she give them 40 for it, which I was asking, less than that, but to start it in anyway. And but then she said, you keep your book. So She donated $40, and but that was worth it. It was worth it, and that was just a little something that I could do. And but we all need a little help now and then. So, anytime one of those come up, we need to try and pitch in and help a little and be there for people. So, what all have you been doing, everybody? I want to know what you've been crafting and fixing and making. Uh, I see Jackie has been taking care of sick kids and a granddaughter, and that is a full time job. So she's probably not got a lot of crafting time in. And yeah, that's hard job. In fact, she may have already gone off. I don't know. You've been making teachers' gifts, Cindy. Oh, that's cool. I didn't do that this year. I'm not much of a journaler. I have never been. I love to make them, but I'm not much of a journaler. I love to write. Oh, Malia. I'm fine. How are you, sweetheart? How are you? Josh has been making ornaments for gift exchanges. That's cool. Boy, there's some pretty ornaments out there this year. There's always something new. People come up with something new all the time. I love to just go back. And I've been going back and watching old tutorials on YouTube and looking up some of those crafters that have been on a long, long time. Oh, yuck. What kind of meat are you packing? What kind of meat are you packaging, Malia? I thought you had an ice cream truck. What are you doing? Packaging meat. You just come home from the grocery store, chicken and hamburger. Yeah, I do too. I do too. It's a good way to save money when you can buy them in a big family pack. But has anybody seemed to think, I go to a little local market, and my market it's in a small town. There's probably 1,200 people in the town, but they have a good business, and their meat, which they cut up themselves and package themselves, is reasonable. It's not so high that you can't buy it. And kids, when I go to Walmart, I'm just stunned at the prices of meat. And so check out your local markets and your local butcheries too. Don't pass them by because they may have a better bargain on it than you can get at the great big chain stores. And you know where it come from. They can tell you exactly where they get their meat, which is nice to know. you know, so I know I can save a lot of money, and I buy bulk. If I want a 5 pound roast, uh, I can tell them to cut me a 5 pound roast, and they will. That's what I love about it. And I used to buy a 3 pound roast always because I fed family and always had company. Yes, and they cut and wrap there. That's it. And really, it is amazing how much lower they are, but then they don't have to pay the middleman. They don't have to pay for the shipping. They order it in, and it's brought to them from the company, the packing house itself, and they're done. That's and the packing house don't have to package it, so it is a lot cheaper. So Don't pass them by because, wow, I mean, I get some good bargains once in a while. I can buy, once in a while, they have like a box of bacon, and it's like 5 pounds or 10 pounds of bacon. And, sometimes it's ends and pieces, but it's good bacon. And I throw those ends and pieces, I throw them in the skillet right with the big piece. We don't care if we're eating, a little piece of bacon or a big one as long as it tastes good. And then I use them in cooking beans and things like that. But okay, honey. I'm sorry I haven't got anything going, but I just really wanted to visit this morning, and I'm glad you stopped in to help us out. You take care of them babies, and you've got my love and my hugs because I know that's a job. Oh man, I love bacon and everything. Potato soup. You can't make a better pot of potato soup than when you put bacon in it. Bacon and cheese and all that good stuff we're not supposed to have, Elizabeth, but I'm going to. If I'm going to cook, I'm going to make it good. None of this bland stuff for me. I'm going to eat what I like. Yeah, potato soup is so yummy when it's done like that, and the beans are too. I know I had a sister-in-law, and I had a sister-in-law. uh, she's no longer in the family, but she come down here from Minnesota, and she couldn't believe the beans that we ate down here. And she come to a family reunion, and she told her husband, she said, "Did you see how many beans was there?" She said, "Everything that was fixed had beans in it." She said, "That's cow food." She got used to them. We do eat a lot of them here in Missouri. They're cheap and they go a long way, and that's one of the reasons, and they're good. Beans and cornbread just can't hardly be beat. I'm going to do some holiday baking, and I thought if I'm going to go back to live streaming on my phone, I just thought I would set up my phone and bring you along while I do some baking. I love to bake. I have, oh, and I can't do the collard greens. Yeah, she called it cow food. And that's just good eating to me. That's the kind of stuff that's my comfort food. That's what I was raised on. That's my comfort food. Potatoes and gravy and biscuits and gravy and that kind of stuff. That's my comfort. That's my comfort zone. And if it's fattening, it's my comfort zone. If I can put on a few pounds with it, I'll guarantee you it's my comfort zone. That's when it's really good. But I'm gonna make some of my lemony doodles. I posted that recipe on my Facebook, and first time in my life I ever won a blue ribbon for anything. But anyway, I won a blue ribbon for that, and I'm real proud of them, and they're really good, and I love anything lemon. So if you get a chance to try them out, you might want to try them out. Uh, and they're on just a pinch. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Lizzie, you're Auction is at 2:30, isn't it? 3:30. Yeah. And she's got busy doing something. She probably had a message from somebody. Her phone goes off worse than mine don't ever go off. So just and Facebook notifications. I get a lot of them. There it is. Yeah. So I got to be there at 2 because that's my time. I'm an hour behind you. I'm looking forward to it. I can't remember, Lizzie, the other night I thought of an old song and I thought I bet Lizzie knows that song and now I can't remember what it was. But the thought went through my head that you would know that song. But I couldn't remember all the words to it. And Tom tried to help me out, but we didn't quite get it done. But I can't remember what it was now. I've slept since then. And quite a bit, I might add. I've been sleeping a lot lately. I do too. I do too. Uh, I thought I'd almost come out. It almost come out. Hi, honey. How are you? There's my joy. There's my joy. I'm trying to think. Well, what in the world? I can't think of the yes. Yes, I do. I am. I am happy, sweetheart. And you just made me happier. I'm trying to think of a song. It's going to come to me. It's for, I pointed at you and I'm sorry. Somebody said I'll give you Mary's finger. The other day and I got so tickled because I do that. Especially when I had the phone because I'd have to flip that, keep the phone going and I'm on it again. So here I go with the fingers. The only lines in that song, Lizzie, that I can think of is oh Father, dig my grave. Dig it both long and narrow. Sweet Willie died for me today. I'll die for him tomorrow. Help me, because I cannot think of it. I want to say Annabelle Lee, but that's not it. I don't think. Well, I'm going to back to the phone. I'm just going to go back to it, and I've got the computer here where I can read the chat, and I don't miss anything. So I'm just going to go back to the phone, and if it buffers a little bit, we can take that, but we can't take that pixelating like it was doing on the computer. That was horrible. And you know what's funny is I'm streaming from my phone into that computer right now, and we've had a little bit of buffering. There was one little spot where it looked like it was going to catch. Been doing fine. So, and this is Saturday. This is a big day to go live. I'm waiting for Elizabeth to tell me what that song is. She didn't. She hadn't helped me a bit. I bet she's looking it up. Oh, wow. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, I know. I've got it in a book somewhere. I've got a book of the old ballads, and I absolutely love it. But uh, I think it's down in my piano bench. Uh, So, and no, I don't play the piano. I play at. It's not coming to you. Uh, I can't think of it either. The red rose and the briar is the last part of the last words of it. Yeah. The only lines that I can think of it is, oh daddy, dig my grave, or father, dig it both long and narrow. Sweet William died for me today. I'll die for him tomorrow. They buried her there in the old churchyard, and they laid him, and William lay beside her. I've lost the tune. And on his grave, Barbara Allen, there you go. Thank you. Grew a red, red rose, and on her grave a briar. And they wrapped and they twined in a true love's knot, the red rose and the briar. And they grew till they could grow no more, the red rose and the briar. That's all I know of it right there. It for right now. Oh, Elizabeth, I sing with you. I swear I sing with you every time you start singing. I love to sing with you. Yes. Tasha, I love them old songs, I'll tell you. But I love to listen to you too. I do, I do. So it is a pretty song. It's a real pretty song. Uh, she loves everybody in town except William, who would die for her. And that's what it's about. And he did. He quit eating and he died. And so when she found out that he was sick, she went to see him. And Malia, you should. It's fun. It's fun. Um, so she went to see him, and he passed away in her arms. And that's when she went home, and she did the same thing. She come down ill and quit eating, and she died for him. So it is a sad song, but it's a wonderful story, and I love the story songs. I love it when they tell a tale, and they're just it's so pretty. But anyway, that had was stuck in my head. I could not think of the first of it. I couldn't think of the first lines, and I don't know why that come to me today. The second part, but that's the second verse. If you I heard that you could sing. Uh, you couldn't perform it, but you could sing. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to sing somebody's song, I might say, "Oh, I heard this song today, and it goes something like this," and sing it, but they've never commented on it. But um, as long as you give credit, if you know who it is, and if you don't, somebody in chat may say it, and then you can say it back. That, and that helps. But you're not really performing them. You're just doing it while you're talking. But if you're performing, it's a whole different thing. So what I've heard now, Lizzie and I sing all the time. It's gonna be a while before I do too. Really? Bobby McGee has been around so long. How could they possibly get you on that song? And everybody under the sun has made a record of Santa Baby. That's crazy. That is crazy. I do too. Yeah. But I tend to just sing bits and pieces of songs because I can't remember them all. Can't remember all the words. So I wouldn't think you would either. I think you'd probably be tickled to death to hear his songs being sung by people everywhere. Yeah, yeah, the copyright. Yeah, I, it's just sad. It's sad that you have to worry about every little thing. Now, see, I'm going to say something right here. I've gone to lives where they say, please don't say subscribe. But here's my deal with that. The word they have below our videos is subscribe. It's subscribe to my channel. It says it's going to be cold today. You got a little weather update there. It says subscribe. It doesn't say got you or, whatever. I'm supporting you or whatever. It says subscribe. Subscribe to me to be called subscribers. That's the way you say that. So, YouTube, if you're listening, you want people to say supporters, then put support down under the channel. Because these are your words, And then somebody was flagged for saying heat gun. Hello. That's what it's called. If you go to buy one, you type in heat gun and they come up. It's what it is. How do you say that any different? Or a glue gun. It's a hot glue gun. That's what it is. It's not a hot glue dispenser. It's not it is a glue gun. Hi, Anita. Yes. And I'm on my phone and we're doing really good with it and I'm having so much fun. And I'm just talking. It's like having a Sunday chat on Saturday. And I may do Sunday too. Who knows? I froze a little bit right there. But we really haven't had a lot of buffering. We're having a little glitches right now. And a little pixelating right now. Dadgummit, I opened my mouth. Stop it. It's because I hollered at YouTube. They're doing this to me because I said something about YouTube. I've been had. Isn't that funny? It had been so clear, and now it's freezing up and buffering. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, they did. Tasha's going to do Barbara Allen for me next week, so everybody needs to go listen to her. Yeah, YouTube's calling me out. I'm telling you. But it's ridiculous that they say you can't use the word subscribe when it is the word that they use under the videos. I don't understand that. Because that's, here we go. I'm buffering now, I swear. And I froze up. I said it again. I better quit saying anything. Hello. I know, Malia. It's going to get mama. Well, good, Cindy, because on my end, I've got some freezing up and some buffering and stuff going on, but I'm not even signed in. I just went to my channel and muted it, and so I could see the live, the chat, and yeah, just sit and watch it. Yeah. No, no, Anita, you're not bad luck. You're a sweetheart. You're a sweetheart. I wish I really had something planned. I did have. My granddaughter was supposed to come over, and we were supposed to do the rest of my Christmas decoration downstairs because my mantle hasn't been done, and I like my table to be done because the kids are coming for Christmas Eve. We always have Christmas Eve here, and we're going to have a meal this year because I said I want some traditional and bring the rest of it. Because every year I make cookies and candies and stuff, and they bring chips and dips, and sometimes they don't do Christmas dinner then, and because the girls all go to the rest of the folks. So anyway, I miss out. Me and Tommy miss out, and I don't like that. So I just said, I'm going to fix a meal. I want hot rolls and sweet potatoes and, the whole whole works. So we're going to do that on Christmas Eve and then open gifts, and then I don't know what we'll do Sunday or Sunday. I don't know what we'll do Christmas Day, but hi, Lolly. How are you, sweetheart? Oh my God, don't freeze up with my face looking like that. I looked up and I was like, I love to have Christmas breakfast. We went to my sister-in-law's one year and had Christmas brunch that her daughter fixed. And oh my gosh, it was such a wonderful morning. We had and she fixed a feast. We had the French toast casserole. Oh, that's to die for. And bacon and gravy and eggs and just whatever you wanted, she had made it. And it was so good. And of course, my whole family was there, and we ate like pigs. I've got to tell you, we sat in on it and we ate till it was gone. I'm doing real well, Lolly, if you ask that of me. Then I'm doing well this morning, and I'm just sitting here enjoying this live stream and just having a chat with everybody. It's just so much fun to be able to come on and just sit back and not feel like you have to do something. I did show them the book I made yesterday, and I'll show it again if y'all want to see it. But it was pretty easy made. And hi, Zoe. How are you? Tom's doing pretty good. He's probably still asleep. I haven't heard him stumbling around down there. So altered book yesterday, and most of you, I think, have probably seen it, but here's my book. And it just turned out real pretty, I thought. A lot of bling on it. And it's more purple than it looks on the screen. Uh, and on my screen anyway. It's got a lot of purple and red, and it's got some blue in it. But yeah, it turned out real pretty. And you know, girls, it wasn't hard to make. And I really should do a tutorial on this because they're pretty. And I'm going to set this up on a plate stand and let it be a part of my decorations. And it was really easy. And so if y'all would like for me to do that, I will do a tutorial on how to do these. There's just scraps of ribbon. I've got some scraps of, well, they weren't scraps, but I've got some, yeah, jute stuff. What is it? You know, the little, you can pull it out, pull it apart. Anyway, I've got some scraps of that in it, and I've got, and they've been gessoed till they're hard. And, but they still move a little, so you can, you know, you can touch them. But yeah, and I was surprised, really. I was making it hard when I first started because I was trying to make the book arch. I wanted to have, you know, this arch in it. And you can see here that the first thing I did was roll some paper to try and put it up in there. And then I discovered you didn't have to do that. You see how nice that edge is? You tear the pages in half. You don't tear them completely out. You tear them in half. And then you can stack them. And then when you lay it over, no, the raffia. That's what I'm trying to think of, raffia. Then you just lay them over it, and it just gives it a natural arch because you're building right here. So it's solid instead of looking like this. But I didn't take that out. I wasn't going to worry about that. It's, you know, I made it for me. I made it to see if I could do it. And yes, I can. And I loved it. And I would like to do more. I have a little violin that's in my Christmas decorations. It stands about this tall. If you can see my hands, it stands about this tall. And it has a little bow that lays across it, and it sets in a stand. And I just think it would be beautiful on one of these books with roses climbing around standing up on this book. When you make these books, because they're altered books, you know, you can cut into them, you can do whatever you want. I can cut a slot for that violin to stand in so that it will stand up. And then you just make a block. Yeah. And there's torn pages in here. You can see see the pages in the edges here. Get it up here where you see this is all book page, where I just tore the pages at an odd angle and left them up. Those are book pages. And then right in here, there's a piece of book page and some a die cut that I put in it. So you just, you know, you can just kind of do them however you want with those pages. Torn, you just put glue under them. And then, you know, hold them up. It's almost like you can't tell that it's been torn because it kind of all blends together. But this one, definitely you can tell that I worked on it, so I won't do that again. But, you know, I didn't know how to had done the sides. But I knew I wanted mine to have that open book, old book slant, you know, like you'd open up a big fat book. Hi, Joy. How are you? And hi, Dana. And like I said, I use daisies. These started out yellow, so there's some yellow peeking through. I had them here on my shelf forever, And I just thought, I've got 4 of them. Well, actually, I had 5. And I thought, you need to do something with them. They're just laying there, and they'd been cut off to make a decoration out of. I may have one still left over here. Well, my granddaughter's cleaned. My granddaughter cleaned. It's not there. So it's here somewhere. I'm sure that she's put it in the, and she redone all my boxes and sorted through them. I've got this bucket that when I'm doing the altered books, I call it my bits and pieces bucket. And I use it to gesso onto pages and put color on pages and, you know, things like that. She sorted it out. Yeah. She went through it. She took all the ephemera out of it and put it up where it should be. And she sorted all my papers to like sizes. She sorted it. I said, I guess you know, in one setting. I said, Sissy, I'll never remember where any of this went. I'm going to be so lost, it's pitiful. But it does look pretty right now. All right, Patricia. I sure wish I had a warm up, because I'd let mine get cold. And I haven't got anybody to holler to bring coffee. She is a supercharged whiz when it comes to that. She does my files for me every year. She comes down and she goes through my file cabinet and she does my files for me every year. She loves to sort them. And she is a whiz at it. But she doesn't, the thing she does is she doesn't sort into a specific category like I would. She'll do bills, period. All go in that pile. And she does letters, all go in that pile. Receipts, all go in one pile. And then afterwards, then, yeah, I do. That is a good idea, Anita. I'll look at the flea market for one of those because they're usually always have them. And then she goes through them. And she sorts them by company. And she doesn't worry about the date because most of the time it's just putting it away. When I want to do something, when I want to craft, I want an area that's clean. I can, let me tell you, I'm like an explosion that goes off. I'm like a bomb. I'm like a bomb. I mean, it's just like, poof, and the whole thing is turned upside down. and it stays that way most usually. No, I will pick up the floor because I couldn't walk. I could not walk in my little area that I had created for me. And I have a big room up here. And I had myself pulled back another 2 foot so that I could just turn around and get to my crafts that are over here on this wall. Lori looked at me and said, Grandma, wouldn't it be easier to have room to walk and get up and get something once in a while? And I said, well, it just might be. And really, it gave me enough room that I got a place for my sewing machine. I have a place for, because it just give me that much more area, you know, here by my desk that I could set things that were sitting down on the floor because there wasn't any place for them. So I'm not this tidy either, honey. This is a I'm afraid to move in it. I'm telling you, I'm afraid to move in it. My shelves are cleaned. My background is clean. Here, I'll hold this up. Okay, I'm going to mug you. Okay. Look at that. I mean, all my boxes are fixed. Now, I have got a drawer laying out here because I just glued this little table that's down here in the floor with the books on it. So I just glued it back together. But yeah, all my inks are in one spot. All my glues are in one spot. She's got me all fixed up. And then here's my desk. This is this is my desk, my computer area. Yeah, it's just too clean. Did you see my desk, or did I have it up too high? It's just too clean. Oh, I'm gonna make you seasick. I'm gonna make you seasick. It's I'm afraid to touch it because I know what I do. I just go whoop, and it's done. Well, that's the way mine was. I really could not move. I had it so bad. I started that quilt, which I am going to get back to. And if you want to quilt with me, please do, because I've got to make this blanket. I've got to make this quilt for my granddaughter. Um, but I had brought all that quilting stuff in here so that I could film, and you know, I have a sewing room. And it is, well, right now it's full of Christmas because my walk-in closet my storage closet is in there. But I brought those things in here, and I mean, I filled that little spot I had back behind me to the max with material and scraps. And, you know, it was very ahead. So now I can get some of the pieces out of it, press them, get them ready to go, and not have so much, you know, work to do to try and get to them. Hi, Janet. How are you, honey? It's so good to see you all this morning. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this. And we're not doing a thing. I just done I told the girls I was afraid to move in my craft room because my granddaughter had cleaned it. It's too pretty to mess up. we But she can do that stuff so fast. And I used to be like that, but I'm not fast anymore. In fact, I was sitting up here helping her yesterday, and I had a blood vessel break in my foot. And you talk about hurting. Yeah, we're just sitting and chatting. And Marlena, hello, hello. How are you feeling, honey? Are you back in California now? That was a dozen different questions all at one time. I know you said you weren't going to. Are you enjoying your time at home? Yeah. Are you going to have Christmas at home? Yes. It burnt. I mean, it burnt like fire. And the side of my foot is just as red. And I don't think I was bit by anything. I had on tight shoes and my feet had swelled up. Well, honey, I don't blame her. She needs her mommy once in a while. But my feet had swelled up in my house shoes, and they have elastic around them. And I told Lori, I said, oh man, I got to get these shoes off. They're hurting my feet. Well, the minute I took those house shoes off, I stuck my foot up in there and I said, I want you to look how swelled I am. And I put it back on the floor, and I mean, that thing hit, and it was just like somebody had poked me in the top of the foot about halfway through with a needle. And I mean, it just burnt like fire. And there was not a thing on the floor. There was no, no spiders, no nothing. It was just, I think it was a little blood vessel broke from the swelling. And when that blood come through, it just popped it. Probably didn't have any place to go. I had them, I think that's the reason why my feet were swelled, is because they get tight on me real easy because of the elastic in them. I hate elastic house shoes. But these I've got on now, I have wore out and I can't keep them on my feet. Just little slides, uh, which are real comfy and really warm. But they're dangerous going up and down steps. So I will be home on Wednesday the 13th, as far as I know. Oh, you don't have to bring gifts. Just come and see me. I do have a little stool under here that I can put my feet up on, and it does help. But I tend to cross them. So, you're not supposed to cross them if they're swollen. You're not supposed to cross them. Well, my stool is little. So, yeah, if I don't cross them, I can't get both of them on there. It's big enough. If you can see it, it's big enough to do that, to put two on it. But good morning, Kathy. How are you? I was going to put this in beginner crafters group and I forgot it. That I was going live today, this morning. Did I live stream over you? I hope I didn't. Did I live stream over you, Kathy? Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Because I hope I didn't. I did mention it to Spanky, and she said okay, and but I haven't seen her. But she's been sleeping in. Oh, okay, honey. Oh, yeah, that'll be a rush trip. As far as you have to drive, that'll be a rush trip. Of course, it's not a horrible drive, but it's an hour for you to go to Springfield, isn't it? Since I moved my camera, I'm a little bit fuzzy. Okay. Yes, I want you to just come visit. And you're not supposed to bring gifts. What am I? When somebody gives me a gift, I want to give something back. What am I? Mm. Oh, okay. He ate all your breakfast and went home. Well, Kathy, it's a belated birthday gift. Well, my birthday's long gone and past, and gosh almighty, honey, you won't have to worry about my birthday. So what are you going to eat, Kathy? I'll tell you what, when Madeline does that to me, it makes me mad. I'm like, get out of my food. Yes, I know. I know. But those things can't be helped. So, yeah, you had gotten it back. Yeah. Oh, okay. I understand that now. It took a minute. That's kind of the way that Madeline does. I fix her a bowl of oatmeal and she will eat hers and then eat half of mine. And she wants half my toast and she won't eat it. A lot of times because she's little, she's just a year and a, well, almost a year and a half, I guess. But yeah, she she just looks at me and goes, uh-huh, and grins. And if you'll say that was mine, she'll And you go, yeah, it was. That was yours. And if one shoulder doesn't work, she uses the other one. And I just think of, because she's blonde headed as she can be, and I just think of, I don't know. You know, and I'm not saying that blondes are dumb, but that was an old blonde joke. I had a friend that I swear he knew every blonde joke that was ever told. And he was blonde, but he collected them. He could remember them. Bless his heart, he passed away a week ago, and I was so sad. But he just he was hilarious. He was hilarious, and he could deliver them. He knew how to deliver a joke, and some people don't. Some people have that. They don't get that punchline in just at that right time or whatever. Uh, he could deliver them. He should have been a comedian. He really should have been. He was also a magician. So I swear to you, he put a quarter in my hand and it come through the table. And I was still holding it like that. And he said, "Put your hand on the table." And he tapped my hand and reached under the table and picked it out. And I don't know when he took that quarter, and I know he took the quarter out of my hand. I have enough of common sense to know that he didn't ever. He put it in my hand, and somehow or another it come out. Yes, and he had two quarters, but it's that you didn't see it, and the feeling was still there that you were holding that quarter. And once you put something in your hand, there is a residual feeling to it. And yeah, I was just holding that like that, and he would do that to my kids, and they'd just be so amazed. I mean, he would amaze them. And he could pour water out of his hands. He'd have an open hand, and he could pour water out of his hands. I never figured out how he done it. His name was Larry, and he lived in my little town that I lived in here in Marionville, and it's a beautiful man, and it has a beautiful wife, and I so feel for him and his family. Um, I was surprised. Yeah, it was just a neighbor, and he worked with me when I worked in the service station. Um, my friends, one of my best friends, owns a convenience store, and she needed some help, and I worked with her and worked overnights, and he worked nights, and he worked with me sometimes. And but the funniest thing he ever did, the funniest thing I ever did, is he come to me, and there was a big auction going on, and I had to work, and he said, "Mary, they've got chickens of all kinds." He said, "Is there anything on this list that you would like to have?" And I said, "Yes, there is." And we both read it. I said, "Down here, right at the bottom of the listing of the chickens, it says there was a granite rooster." And now I had never seen one done in granite. I had seen a lot of chickens, but I had never seen one done in granite. So I said, "I'd like to have the granite rooster." And he said, "Okay." So he went to the auction, and he looked, and he looked, and he looked, and he looked, and he couldn't find it. So one of the women that were helping set up the auction come out and said, "Can I help you find anything?" And he said, "Yes, I'm looking for the granite rooster." And she looked. She said, "Well, we've got one. I know we've got one." And she looked, and she looked, and she looked. And he got to the auction, and they started selling, and they picked it up, and they held it up in the air, and they said, "Let's sell the granite roaster." So he come back to me, and he said, "Mary, read this again." So I went down said, so he had done all that looking and all that stuff. And yeah, honey, I'm sorry. I went on my phone, so there's no making any notifications unless I delay it for hours, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, it was a granite roaster, not a granite rooster. So he goes to town and he finds a plastic decoration rooster chicken, and he takes it home and he spray paints it with granite spray paint. The stone look paint. He painted it and set it on a plaque and took it to my brother, who was the engraver in town, and had it said, Mary's special granite rooster. Happy birthday. And give that to me in the middle of lunch hour when the whole place was full of people, because they had a little restaurant type thing in there. And it was completely full of people. And he sets it down in front of me and he says, Happy birthday, Mary. And I could have died of embarrassment because everybody knew anyway that I had made that mistake. I said, the thing is, if it is, Larry, you made that mistake too because you were looking at the same list. But he needed, he thought it was great fun. He thought it was great fun. And I did too, And I've still got it, and I wouldn't part with it for the world. I could probably sell 3/4 of my chickens, but that one would stay in the house. It would find a special place. But he was quite some guy, and I enjoyed him so much. And memories are special, I'll tell you for sure. You got to hang on to those memories. And you got to hang on to the good times, not the bad. It's if I was eulogizing him, I would say laugh, because that's what he would want to hear. Don't cry, but laugh, because he always. I had on a shirt one time and went in, and it said USA on it, and he said, "Hi, USA," and I said, "What?" He said, "Hi, USA." And I said, "Larry, what are you talking about?" He said, "You've changed your name." I said, I was like, dang it, Larry. I don't know how he come up with them. He would just come up with them, and it was always something. He's always poking fun. But yeah, I changed my name to USA. Yeah, roaster. It said granite roaster, and we read rooster. And of course there wasn't one, even though we wanted there to be one, there was not one that he spent. And I said, "But Larry," I said, "I didn't go spend hours looking for it." He said, "Yes, but I did." And he said, "And so did that woman." She said, "I wonder if somebody's picked that up." Well, we weren't looking, because they were putting the stuff right out of the house, just on tables, everywhere. And so they both looked at it. They both seen it too. But it did say roaster. But if you plant a word in your head, and we had read all those chickens all the way down, of the things that they had. There was a whole list of collectible chicken type things. And so when it changed, it was like rooster roaster. So yeah, I thought it was. And I now have probably one of the only granite roosters in the country. And he's a pretty thing. Yeah, I'd say if he wanted anything said, it would be laugh, because there was never uh, he didn't he didn't have too many uh, unjoyous moments. I know he had scary ones, and I know he did have when he was young, but he fell in love with a girl that they're from Maryville, and he said, "I'm going to marry her," and he did. But it's yeah, it's the way you look at life. It's the way you come towards life, and we got to come towards life with some joy in our hearts, or we're never going to have anything but sorrow. And and Kathy and I talked a little bit about this last night. You've got to look forward. You can't look behind. Um, you got to put behind you. If you bring it with you, it's going to burden you all of your life, and sometimes that's hard to let go, but you can, and you walk into happiness if you try. I always said if I put a smile on my face, somebody gave it back to me, and before I knew it, I was smiling because I was happy, and and I believe that with all my heart. I really do. And he always made me smile, I'm telling you, because he was ornery as the day was long. Ornery as as you can come by sometimes, but he was ornery. He was a dream to be around though. It was fun. And my husband, he could keep up with him, and he was like that too. He was always pulling somebody's leg or saying something to him, or and it was it was fun. That's right, Joy. You sure can. The past can haunt you, and it never really goes away. It will never really go away. You're going to carry it somewhere, but you don't have to let it drag you down. That's what I'm saying. I have regrets. I have memories that are sad. I have those things too, but you can't let them down. Let you get them. There's times when I have a week of just don't want to do anything. I'm just kind of, blue and down in the dumps. But yeah, you just have to make up your mind. Okay, now enough of this. I'm going to go on. You just get up and go on. And like I said, if you smile, the world will smile with you. And I really believe that. They'll smile back at you. There's very few people that I've ever seen that can actually, and to department stores or wherever I go, I put on a smile. And I smile at everyone I see. And if they look at me, when they see my smile, they will smile back. Now, there's a lot of people that'll walk right on by and never even look at you. That's right. But when you smile and they see that smile, they will give it back to you. They will give it back to you. And if you, yeah, you're handing out a lot, but the joy that gives you in your heart, it is something that is, it's just worth more than money can buy. To have that smile returned from somebody you don't even know. Yes, it is. It is contagious. And when you do smile, those burdens get lighter. Those burdens and those worries and those woes get lighter. And yeah, it's just a good place to be. And I'm going to stay here. And I'm going to stay here. I'm just not going to let life get me down and let drama and troubles get me down. And I'm just going to go on and have fun, be happy and do what I want to do. And here I have sat here for an hour or so and have not even, I've just laughed and had fun And when Spanky and them come down, our whole weekend was just so full of laughter and fun and joy and Judy, oh, I'm telling you, I just so love Judy, and I'm so praying for her to get better. Uh, but she has that positive attitude, yes, yes, and she has that positive attitude, and so I'm sure that she will figure out how to deal with this and go on, no matter what's given to her. You know, we're not ever promised anything. We have no promises about our days or our time or here on earth or whatever. So that each day we have is a precious gift, and we have to use it. We have to use it and use it for the good. Use it to make things better. Even if it's just for yourself and your child or yourself and your husband, you have to use it to make things more happy, a happier place. And I think, of course, I think it all, you know, when it comes to relationships, I'm not talking about, you know, sometimes you can't make relationships work no matter how hard you try. That's just part of it. But you have to work at one, and if you're happy, then happiness is returned a lot. And if you're not, they know it. You know, if I get upset, Tom will just sit sometimes with his head down like this. And he'll finally look up and he'll say, Mama, I just don't want you mad at me. And I said, well, honey, I wasn't mad at you. He said, but you were upset. And I said, well, honey, I wasn't mad at you. But it's all in the attitude. And so I'll joke with him and laugh with him, and I'll get him out of that, and I'll realize that I have raised my own spirits too. You know, just by turning it around to help him, I've helped myself. So yeah, you just can't carry it. And when you do, if you do laugh and you do go forward and you do, you know, you do fun things or say something funny. If I say something, this fibro, I know I'm just running on like crazy, girls. This fibro makes me say weird things sometimes, like put the bug spray in the refrigerator. You know, it's really not good things, but sometimes uh, oh, oh, hi, Jennifer. So good. Well, honey, thank you. Thank you so much. That is so wonderful. But it's you know, I was talking to my sister one day and I said cemetery when I meant to say something else, and she said, well, I understand your story, but what does a cemetery have to do with it? And it came out of nowhere. And I didn't even hear it. It was just there, and I went on. So I have to watch what I say. So if I say something silly, Tom will say it. Mom, you want this in the refrigerator? You know, like the bug spray. Honestly, I told him to put it in the refrigerator. I did. And he's, thank God, he was, you know, he was having a good day because he said, Mom, in the refrigerator? I said, no, in the cabinet. Son, in the cabinet. But yeah, I had told him to do it. So I have to watch myself a lot. Sometimes, I mean, a word will just come flying out of my mouth that makes no sense. Spanky just got up. I had Spanky and Emily both in the live stream, And I had said a dozen times that Emily is going on. She's, I need to get off here because Emily's going on. And finally I said, okay, don't forget to go see Spanky because she's going on. I didn't even know I had said Spanky. Her name come out instead of Emily's. And it was just there. So everybody knew that I didn't mean that because, well, somebody said, Spanky, are you going live too? She said, no, she means Emily. She says, freeze the bugs away. That's right. So I have to watch myself, and Tom watches me too. And thankfully he can. Because, I'm not responsible sometimes. And that's scary. That is scary. But I just don't let it get me down. I just laugh about it. If it gets real bad, they'll put me in that house and I'll make clay ashtrays and be happy. I'll be sitting and making, clay figurines and men crafting and I'll be happy. I will just enjoy it. Well, it's true, Joy. What are you going to do about it? I mean, at that point, you're not going to be worried about it. When this first started coming on, I how to put my bra on. And yeah, you can craft in the loony bin. I'm, but anyway, I forgot how to do it. And it really worried me because, I stood there for like 3 minutes like, I don't know how to do this. And then it was like a clear thought. And yes, you do, Mary, put it on. Hi, Nancy. So I did, but my brother-in-law came in. I've worked in every job under the sun. I was working for my brother again in his engraving shop, and my brother-in-law, who's a doctor, came in to order some things. And I asked him, I said, Shannon, I said, I had a spell this morning that really scared me. And he said, well, what? And I said, well, it's not the first time. I said, I went to the beauty shop wanted to do an update on my phone right in the middle of things. Anyway, I said, well, the other day I went to the beauty shop and I said, they asked me my granddaughter's names and I couldn't tell them. I said, I got a couple of them, but I couldn't remember the other one. Couldn't remember her name. And she said, okay, honey, I'll be there. I'll be there in a little while. So don't work yourself down, Elizabeth. Please don't work yourself down. So yeah, Kathy, just think all the good things you'd have. And I said, and this morning I said I couldn't remember, scared me. I said, I feel like I'm losing my mind. And he said, well, Mary, he said, if you start running around naked in the backyard, I said, it's somebody else's problem. He said, it's somebody else's problem, not yours. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yes, it's today, honey, at 2:30. So anyway, he was right. If you're running around naked in the backyard, who's going to care? You're not. It's going to be somebody else's problem, not yours. I pity my kids, but I fully expect to be there one day. Yeah, in the end, it does cost something, but when we get to that point of really needing it, we're not going to care. We're not going to care what it cost. You know, even if the kids tell you it costs too much to keep you here, you're like, what do you want me to do? I don't care. You know, figure it out. That's right. That's right. Figure it out. I don't know what you're gonna do, Mama. Let me walk the streets. I don't know. It's not gonna be my problem. So I don't worry about those kind of things. Other than I do not want my son putting bug spray in the refrigerator. That would not be good. Well, you won't be paying the bills, and you won't know. I mean, if you're at that point, you just, if you think it's okay to dance in the rain naked, you ought to be able to do it. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, it'll keep longer. Actually, it might freeze and bust, and that wouldn't be good. But happy birthday, Anne. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anne. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great one, honey. I don't know if you heard all that because I probably buffered through it. I was singing to you, honey. That's supposed to be what that caterwauling was. Oh, are you leaving us already? Okay. Oh, Kathy, mine looks so pretty. I'm afraid to craft. Hi, Gilly. I have not touched a thing. Well, I did glue a table together. But I'm afraid to touch any crafting because my room's too pretty to craft in. My granddaughter come and cleaned it up and moved it around and set it up for me and organized all my shelves and all my paper. I don't know where anything is for months. I gave them a tour a while ago because it's pretty. I've even got Christmas on my desk. I have Christmas decorations, and it's pretty. And my shelf is back here. I'll move out of the way so I don't hit the table. Okay. Can you see my shelves over there? Look how pretty and clean they are. I'm telling you. It's just amazing. And I know how I am. If I start crafting, it's going to be a bomb go off in here. And it's me. Because when I start crafting, it's just like, pull it like this. Come on, let's get this show on the road. Oh, girls, I bet you think I'm about half crazy already. And my head is itching, and I'm sorry, but my head is itching bad today. I put some treatment on my hair, and I guess I was allergic to it, and it is driving me crazy. My head is just itching all over. I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it because it's just me, and when I get together with my friends, that's the way I am. I just never shut up. Don't you just love it when they come and clean? Except that you can't find it when they're gone. I said, Lori, I will be calling you for the next 3 months, wondering where something is. I know. Of course, my granddaughter's gone. I mean, grown. She is gone today too. Uh, when she does something, I mean, it's like a whirlwind. And she can sort that stuff and put this stuff away, and everything's being changed and like I used to be, and and now I'm not, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, what are you doing to me? Oh my God, I'll never find that. And I just, I don't want her to stop. Don't get me wrong. I do not want her to stop. But but I am kind of like, I'm gonna be lost because it's not gonna be right. You know, if it was right there in the floor, I knew where it was, or I could look on the floor and find it. That's you know. So anyway, that's I'm down to 15% power on my phone, girls, and I didn't bring up my charger. And I know you just came in, Gilly. Uh, you can, yeah, put labels on everything. That's what I told her. I said you just have to start labeling it. But we're working on a quilt, and I hope to start that back just in another day or two. And I told the girls that I would do a tutorial on this book on how I done it. Uh, it'll be a couple of days on that because I got to get some more flowers. I don't have any more flowers. Well, I do somewhere, but that's a digging through the closet thing. But yeah. Hi, Spanky. So I will do a tutorial on this book and how I did it. There are tutorials online, and I found this online, and it was a speeded up video, but she was very good. She was very clear in what she was doing. So you don't have any water? You're froze up. You didn't leave the water dripping. Oh no. I leave my water dripping all winter long. I just keep it on. Because I've had too many times of. So anyway, we will do this book now that I've got my phone back up here, and I can stream on it, and it do pretty good. We have a little glitches, but we can deal with that. It's a lot better than what we were doing. So, oh, the whole trailer park is out. Oh, that's bad. Well, just craft till you so dirty you can't stand it, and hope they've got it fixed when you get done. And if not, it's going to be a rough night. I love you, Spanky. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of bad. But you should have some water in your tank. So just don't flush, until that happens. Unless you've already flushed. See, when that happens here, I just go down to the pond and get me a bucket of water. And it's, the pond water is a lot better than the toilet being backed up. Yeah, you've got one flush, unless you go get you some water somewhere. Yeah, go to the landlords. There you go, Kathy. Go to the trailer park manager and say, I'm sorry, but I need to use your bathroom. Mine won't flush. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, girls, I better close this down and get off here because it's gonna die out. And like I said, I didn't bring up my charger, whatever the heck that thing is that goes into the phone. And so I'm gonna have to take it down and charge it. Hi, Virginia. Oh, honey, I hope so. And it's nice of you to be here. And I hope you subscribe to my channel, honey, and come see us in Inspired Art. We have good time there, and Beginners Crafter group, and in Spanky's group. We've got a lot of groups represented in here. A lot of good crafters. And yeah, digging a hole would work. Spanky, there's your answer. Dig a hole in the backyard. But it's nice that you spoke, and I'm glad that you did, Virginia, and you've made me very happy that you came in today. God bless you too. So anyway, girls, I better get, like I said, I better get off. In the neighbor's yard. Yeah. Squat over a hole in his backyard. Love and hugs to you all. I love you so dearly, and I have had such a good time at this, and I will be back. I'll be back soon. It was so nice to stream and be able to watch it and not have all that stuff going on. And that's just the way it looked to me. You know, color. It's just color coming in and out and all over the screen. I love you too, honey. I love you all. And I'm going to be looking for my song. I'm going to be looking for my song, Tasha. And yeah, so we'll get off of here, and I'll get ready to work for Elizabeth this afternoon. And yeah, I'm down to probably about 10% now. Yeah, well, I don't, it's Spanky, it's downstairs, honey, and if I go downstairs, I'm not going to make it back up. I barely made it up here this morning, but I will be back in. I will be back on, and we will craft a little, and we will have this chat time like we always did. There comes a time when it's time to put down the work and just turn the phone on yourself and say, or the camera, and just say, hey, let's talk. Because everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. And yeah, it'll be next week. I will be back, and we'll do this again. And so anyway, I may do the book. When I have things like this to do, I may do them on tutorials and just do my live streams like we've done this one. Just unplug from everything and enjoy. We're not unplugging from each other this way. We're just enjoying, or at least I am. I can't hear what you all say, but I do see it on the computer, and God help me, I needed that. And it's big, I can read it. So, and I can read it without my glasses too. So anyway, girls, it's been wonderful, and I've had a wonderful, wonderful time, and I will see you all next week, and you take care of yourself. Spanky, be careful. And Joy, I'm glad that you had a good time, honey. And I wish I could hear some of your stories too. And if y'all have one, tell me that you've got a story to tell me, and I'll give you a ranch and just let you write all you want to. And you can, and I'll read it. I'll tell you for sure. So, anyway, I love you all, and it has been a blessing to have you in my life. And as always, you have given me your light and your happiness And I hope that I'll give you back some. And yes, we need to do some hangouts and just visit. I love you too, Spanky. Baby, it's cold outside. So yeah, we need to do some hangouts and have fun and you know if they could just hear what we do sometimes in this live and just the talking. Oh my gosh, what would it be like to have like four of us talking like this all the time? So it would be fun. I'm telling you what. Oh, you're offended. Is it not cold where you're at, Malia? Yes, like it was when you were here. And it could be like that. You know, we could just say this is a chat. That we're all having a hangout chat and just get together. Don't be mad at Mama, Malia. Don't you be mad at Mama. Okay, I got to get off here and get downstairs and find my charger. And they're calling it offensive. Why? Oh, how hilarious is that? Oh my goodness. That is crazy. I'm sorry, but that's going too far overboard. Yeah. That's way too far overboard. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they thought that song was about bullying. They ought to take it off, or that movie, they ought to take it off. It wasn't about bullying. It was about overcoming bullying. This is just so silly. I really must go. Oh, please stay. I mean, that's not. That's not rape. I'm sorry. Exactly. Exactly. Well, he's a peeping Tom. You better, he knows when you're sleeping. We'll have that out over YouTube before you know it, Spanky. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe some stuff we were talking about earlier. You know, it's yeah, but then you're going against the Smurfs. Your Blue Christmas, that's just going to get the Smurfs. That blues their territory. That's right, Spanky. Now that doesn't sound too bad. On a tropical island, sitting under the sun with a margarita in my hand. I can handle that. I could handle that. Christmas under a palm tree. Yeah, heck yeah, with Wi-Fi. Look at this streaming. So, okay, girls. Love you all, and be sure to come back next week, okay? And see me. I love that. Okay, honey. I've had a wonderful time. And it's been great. And we'll do it again next week. And I love you so much. Watch for my videos. And if you haven't subscribed, of course, please do. And check out the groups. Spanky's Crafty Corner. Kathy has Beginner Crafter Group, Beginning Crafters Friends. And of course, then mine is Inspired Art. And there's so many more. I'm sure I'm missing some. Uh, there's many more groups out there that are really good groups, that you'll find a lot of friends in these. So I'll talk to you all later, and you have a blessed day. Bye bye.